Good morning. Good morning. We're just a minute or two away from getting started. Welcome, everybody.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. We're right at the top of the hour. So, welcome to the commercial AquaFlow call. We hold this call every Friday it's 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 Central, 1 Eastern. What is that? 10 a.m. Pacific. So, we do this every Friday, the same time, same channel. And our intention is to get you enough information so you feel confident that you can go out and create conversations with commercial property owners or operation managers about AquaFlow valve on how you can help them reduce their water and sewage payments up to 30% with a simple stainless steel valve that takes less than an hour to install. So, welcome to the call. We're going to start off today with some wins. Sorry, I'm just going to take all the note takers out of this because we're recording it to post. Is that okay with everyone? Cool. So let's start out with some wins. We have 9 people on the call, or 8 plus a note taker. Thought I got rid of that. Ron, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a fun one from this morning. I was speaking to a lady that does all kinds of different AI websites and whatever you call it that replaced SEO. And the reason we talked is to network about Aquaflow and the valves. And she said she works with a lot of companies and she has trust with a lot of these companies. And so she wants me to get information over to her. So she's ready to just like whip that out and say, you guys need to get a hold of my friend, right? So really good kind of referral partners win there. So you never know where a lead's going to come from.
Beautiful. Nice, Ron. And how did you get that lead? Like, just if you already said it, just repeat it one more time.
No, that's okay. We originally met in an online networking meeting, and I presented very briefly. We just have 2 minutes. I presented my little spiel about Aquaflow and what I could do, and I let them know that the ideal referral would be any business that uses lots of water, and I gave them some examples of those. And yeah, so people started to. I shared my Calendly link to network with people. And I had one meeting with 30 people, and 3 people in that meeting signed up to have a one-on-one with me. And this was one of those. Does that make
Beautiful.
sense?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So you speak English and you talk to other people that speak English.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it as
Yeah.
simple as possible. Like, this
Well,
is about conversation. So,
I
like, you just went and met people at a networking event. You gave your 30-second elevator pitch, and bang, there you are.
yeah, and you can also you can kind of hopscotch off of one into others as well. So, let's see. I forgot what day. It doesn't matter. I met with a lady down in Erie, Colorado, and we met at a coffee shop. So we had a meeting and we talked about this. And after the meeting, I wanted to get something. I went up to the counter. I asked if the owner was there. And they have a thing that you can scan. Here's a little trick for you. If you have a Google review for a place, you can scan it, get it onto your phone. You're signed in, you're ready to do a 5-star review. And I just asked Raphael, I said, hey, I'm ready to do a 5-star review for you. My coffee was great. I'm just wondering, can I trade you for 2 to 5 minutes of your time? I have something I'd like to show you that might help your business. And he said, yeah, that sounds like a good deal. I said, I'll be at that table over there. I just received an email this morning back from him responding to my email,
Nice.
thanking me for the information. He and his business partners are reviewing everything next week and going from there. So you can use that Google 5-star to your leverage. That those are valuable to them.
Yep. Nice job, man. Nice job.
Thanks.
Hey
And
Curtis, how's it going? Hey guys.
good. Hey, Byron. Good to see you,
Hey,
man.
likewise.
Um, we're just going over a couple like lead victories for the week. Ron
I,
just shared his. He's got a couple leads just from having coffee and doing a 30-second elevator pitch at a different networking event. So,
hey, I'd love to share some. I mean, I'm in motion right now, hence the reason of being late for the call about 5 minutes in. But I wow, I woke up 9 a.m. this morning and got out and made some strong wave with laundromats. I'm sitting in front of one right now. But you and I have a call tonight at 7 p.m. With owner that sent over his information top of the morning as well, which was
okay.
pretty exciting. But man, I have so many other laundromats that are saying, yes, we need to lower our water bill. Yes, we need to lower our electricity costs. Can you
Yep.
really do it? I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So man, I'm freaking stoked. And I also went over to a few car washes and I sat and had a networking meeting with a one-to-one with someone yesterday that gave some strong, valuable advice on what he used to do in regards to approaching the bigger chains and how
Yeah.
he would play one against the other to be able to have them both fall in his lap. I said, "Oh hell yeah, hell yeah, dude,
That's
I'm
up.
doing that absolutely, man." So I'm super stoked, man. I've been sending all my wins to my wife today, and she's like, "Go ahead, you could do it, you got it." So yeah,
Got it, man. You got
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a good way to get started today on our meeting. We got two really big victories right there. Anybody else? Who else wants to share? We're getting a lot of applause. That's good. All right. So we're just going to move into this next phase of the training today, this meeting. I'm just going to breeze through the technical aspects and the solution that our valve offers for commercial businesses in case you're new to the call. If you're not new to the call, this is repetitive, but you might pick up something that you didn't pick up last week. I know I talk a lot and I know you guys listen a lot, but we don't always hear everything that we need to hear at that time. So what I'm going to do is just share my screen and then we'll go through the basics of the AquaFlow, okay? So right here, the valve, and we'll come back to this. I have a pricing chart for you guys, and we got some exciting news to drop in about a half an hour to you all as well. So today, just to mix it up a little bit, because variety is the spice of life. That's what the old saying says. We're going to start with the vertical markets. And the reason why we're going to start with this picture is because of Ron and Byron, right? They are working specific verticals. Uh, Out of all of the commercial properties out there, Byron is focusing on car washes and laundromats. Okay, right now he will probably change that whenever he gets a contact with a bigger chain and like something else. You're not locked into one, but what I would suggest is just to pick one and think through. Who do I know that like works as a leasing agent or a maintenance person or landscaper or HR or accounts payable at any hotel or resort, any multifamily apartment complex, condominiums, office buildings, restaurants? Think to yourself, who could I contact? Who do I already know that might have an in at one of these different vertical um, commercial properties? Does anybody on the and you don't have to answer me, but just as a mind like a memory stimulator, let's start in the middle. On this call, do any of you have in your phone anybody that works at a school or university? There you go. Right? You would know who to contact. How about we'll go left. How about anybody on this call in your phone? Do you know anybody or belong to a health club or a gym that you could strike a conversation with on reducing their operating expense, specifically their water and sewage bill by up to 30%? I won't add, like, probably should skip over the government buildings because we're almost tax time, but some of you might know people that work for the government in government buildings. Shopping malls. We'll go down to the bottom. Retirement homes, senior centers, memory centers, assisted living centers, 55 plus communities, manufacturing, industrial, energy, warehouses, correctional facilities, bottling plants. I'm going to stop on bottling facilities for a second. Bottling facilities don't have to be like Pepsi or Coke. They could be microbreweries or juice makers, right? Think about who you already know. Auto dealers. Where did you buy your last car? Where won't you go back to buy your next car? Right? Like, think about where you're already going. How many of you golf? If you're booking a round of golf, show up 20 minutes early to your warm up, like your bucket of balls, and see if you can talk to the superintendent. Hey, how important would it be to lower your water bills by up to 30%? What would that mean for you? Hospitals, car washes, grocery stores, restaurants. Don't be afraid. What Byron shared and what Ron shared, I could share over and over again as well. And what they shared was the conversations are pretty easy. And the people are all saying, yes, we could definitely use some savings, right? We could definitely cut our water bill. That would be great. How do we do that? So let's get into how we do that. I'm going to have to go through this to start at the top again. So, how we do that is by starting the conversation and realizing, and I'm going to use Ron Mauer's words here. Ron, you feel free to correct me. There's a flawed metering system operating right now, not just in the United States. It's also in Canada, also in Mexico, also in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Spain, Portugal, France. Like, water meters are built to measure volume, not mass. Okay. So part of that volume that water meters are measuring and charging commercial customers for, part of that is air. There's entrapped air that's going through the meter with water, and it's causing up to 30% difference in water versus actual water versus measured water. How we fix that? On the property ownership side of the meter, we install our inline stainless steel valve. It does not corrode. It has a lifetime warranty. Uh, it creates a bit of back pressure, which is called laminar flow. It creates laminar flow through back pressure. Boyle's law, which I believe is the next screen, science behind it. Water is 67 more times dense than air. So if you apply just a little bit of pressure to water, the water will squeeze the air backwards, compress the air backwards up, in some cases up to 200 feet. What we're concerned about is getting that meter to only read water, not water and air. So if we can install this AquaFlow valve close to the meter, we stop that meter flaw. We stop the meter from measuring air. It's just measuring water, and you will see up to a 30% drop. All right, Ron, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, I just put a bunch of stuff in the chat. The last one, it says Tony's Air video. I didn't know what to call it. On the company's YouTube channel, the president of the company is at a booth, and he literally takes a meter and, like a trumpet, blows air through, and you can see it. You don't even need to have any water in a meter, and it's still going to measure, right? That's how extreme and how awesome this is. So that's the last one in there. Their YouTube channel link is also in the chat as well. And
Yep.
and I think CJ, you nailed it. It's just, we simply fix a flaw in the design of water meters.
Yep.
And it's just really keep it super simple.
And don't get too technical on the meters right now. There are about 4 different types of meters that utilities install. They all have the same flaws. Like, they're all measuring volume, not mass. And we're just creating using science to measure mass, not volume. We're squeezing the volume out. We're not removing the volume. We're just compressing it and squeezing it backwards. So the meter is only reading water, not water and air. Can't
Hey
repeat that
Curtis,
enough.
I don't mean
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
interrupt. Yeah, offline, can you send me over a pitch, email pitch? Because I had the conversation, and I dressed it up well enough, obviously, to create curiosity. But yet I want to be descriptive as possible via email, being that I got the attention of an individual that owns four or five locations or so,
Yep.
just about an hour ago. So I mean, I just need that detailed breakdown through email because she did request an email. So
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I do, Byron. I actually just send them a link to this PDF. And then
hmm
in the email, I just describe, like, hey, would like to decrease your water usage up to 30%, your water bill up to 30%. Water bill, not water usage. Water bill up to 30%. This link goes through the technique and the science behind it. Let's jump on a
okay,
quick call and I'll answer all your questions. That's how I keep my
excellent.
emails like
Okay,
this long. But
yep,
we have emails we can share outwards to anybody who requests. Uh,
okay, cool, gotcha.
so yeah, but I'm going to meet with you later today anyway, man.
Yep, gotcha. Yep, excellent.
So the important things to remember, we're fixing a flaw in the meter. We're not removing the air. We're compressing the air so the meter is only measuring water. And we do that on the building ownership side. Why is it important that we understand as reps that we do this on the building ownership side of the meter? Anyone, just raise your hand and see if you can answer that for me.
Is it because you don't need permits if it's on your side of the property?
Correct. In most cases, we don't need permits if we're on the building ownership side of the meter. If we had to do something on the other side of the meter, that is all city bureaucracy. Like that would be a really tough thing to pull off. The reason why that's a great answer. Thank you for answering. Uh, the reason why that's important, that is going to come up. I want to give everybody on this call confidence to have conversations so you can create leads for yourself. So you can get, have an impact. And if you have an impact, you get paid. So one of the big things that building owners question is like, how many of these valves do I need? How long is the construction? Is this like those low flow toilets? Because I have 400 toilets in my hotel. Your answer is no. It goes in right beside on your side of the meter in one location. How many meters do you have? Simple. We only have 1 meter. Awesome. How much are you paying for water each month or each year? Can you get me a bill or get me to the person that has those bills? And if you can do that, I can do a financial analysis, including ROI breakdowns and paybacks, and it will take less than 15 minutes of your time to make sense of this if it's for you or not for you. Simple, right? So it's important to, number one, we're compressing the air, we're not removing it, so that we're fixing the flaws in the meter. And number two, we're installing on the building ownership side, and we're only installing where there's a meter measuring water and charging for water. We're not installing at every apartment or every inlet or every building unless it has different meters. We're only looking at that city meter. All right, cool. I hope that was. Sorry if I'm like a second grade teacher. I just like clarity makes everything more easy. When something's easy, we'll do it more often as human beings. And the more conversations you have, the more confidence will grow. Like I can't give you the conversations, but I can tell you what to look out for. The science behind our valve is one of the pieces of science is Boyle's law, where if you increase the pressure, water pressure, uh, air molecules or bubbles are squeezed or eliminated. You can read through it right here. We use science. This is not. I was talking to a president of an agricultural co-op yesterday, and I was like, "This is not snake oil." And he's like, "I'm so glad that you said that because we get pitched a lot of snake oil all the time. This is science." Boyle's law is the principle that compresses the air backwards a certain number of feet so the meter works correctly. And then this page, to answer your question earlier, Byron, sometimes I'll just do a screenshot of this page if I'm talking to like a an operations person or a facility operator or head of maintenance. I'll just screenshot this, send it over and say, hey, let's schedule a 10-minute phone call. I can answer all your questions about where this valve goes, how it works, but here's the basics of it. It's safe, it's tested, it's in one location, lifetime warranty, and it's high quality. But I'm going to go through that, and you guys all have access to this in the Commonstead and in the chat right now. But get to like if you're going to memorize something out of these calls, memorize what we've already covered, and I've repeated 3 times: compressing air, not removing it. We're putting it on the building ownership side of the meter, right? So that you save money. And then this page. It's made out of surgical grade stainless steel. It does not corrode. There's a lifetime warranty. It's made in the US. There's your installation location again. Typically takes less than an hour to install. There's our certifications. You can Google search each one of these individually and see what these companies do. It's amazing. The NSF not only provides a non-biased report on safety, it also makes sure that our claim of up to 30% savings is true. And we have the NSF report. I think if I can ask you a favor, Ron, if you can just drop that NSF PDF in the chat, that'd be awesome.
Yep, coming up.
Valve sizes, I already covered the lifetime warranty. And then the bottom of this page, I don't want to eliminate people that want to save water or conserve water. That's important too. These valves do, because it creates an efficiency inside of the whole plumbing system that is proven to reduce water usage in the whole grand scheme of things about 6%. But the number one hook, or the number one talking point that most of the people that our team has spoken with so far, Ron and Byron, you might be able to back me up on this as well, is the compression valve saves you up to 30% on your bill. The compression flow valve, it's going to compress that air out and save you money. The second part is that it's a PRV. It's an adjustable pressure regulating valve. So the reason why you need to understand what that pressure regulation valve is, 2 things. Number 1, building owners are concerned about their pressure in the building. This will not affect their pressure. Okay, it's a regulating valve. So number 1, it doesn't affect anything that works in their building. Like, it's still going to operate. They're still going to have the pressure, the water pressure, right? That's a concern that they'll have. Whenever you have conversations, know this. But number 2, if the supply line from the city experiences pressure increases, this pressure regulating valve protects their building from those water surges. It's called water hammering, because it's a regulating valve at the meter, right? On the building ownership side of the meter. So there's some protection in there. Number 1, it's not going to affect your pressure. Don't worry about that. Number 2, it's actually going to protect your equipment in your building as well because of that surge protection. And then the last thing, the last point, if you really want to get technical, it's also a check valve. A check valve only allows water to flow one way. This may be important to your building owners, the commercial property owners that you speak with, because they might not have check valves in their building right now, or they understand what a check valve does. Once that water comes through our valve, it does not go back out through into the city. That's a safety feature. I'm going to take just a moment and really focus on a couple examples of where that's important. Consider a facility that adds chemicals to their water supply to do a job, like a car wash. That water's coming in through the city meter. It's going into the car wash. They have tanks, they have reservoirs for soap. Excuse my line. I don't know a lot about the chemicals they use, but they use soap. If for some reason the city water pressure dropped lower than what's already inside of that car wash, what's water going to do? It's going to flow backwards. But now this water would have soap in it. A check valve just stops that flow
Oh,
backwards.
I'm listening. I can't talk right now. Sorry.
Uh, these are the big three. Honestly, number one is probably weighted at 80% versus the other two. So the compression valve is really where we open the doorway to our conversation. But I would love you guys to understand what a pressure regulating valve and a check valve do, just so you feel more confident when you're speaking with strangers and introducing this technology, that you can be confident in a quick answer. And then there's always a bailout for you. Hey, let me get your information. I'd love to schedule a short meeting with one of our pros that can walk me through this as well. All right. Ron, Byron, you have your hand up?
I think that might be left over from his last question.
Okay.
Um,
Ron, I saw you
yeah,
did you have
there's a
something?
few questions in the chat. Did you want to handle those now, or at what point would you like to do that?
Can I just do one more page and then we'll go to the questions and
Yep.
then we're way ahead of schedule. This is beautiful. What a good
Okay,
group.
perfect.
All right. So let's go. I'm going to just stop the share, go to the chat. All right. What do we got going on here? Okay. Where should I start, Ron?
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's start with um, one clarification. Just to be sure, we're going to go ahead and get some email examples over to Ashley for the training area. Um, that was requested, so just want to make a note of that one.
Okay.
Um, let's see. So I take it there's an isolation valve somewhere near meter. This is from Aaron. I responded, I believe that that's very common in larger facilities like hotels and so on, but not necessarily everyone has that bypass feature. So I wondered if you wanted to speak to that on this call.
Yeah. So depending on what type of property you're dealing with, some properties have to have constant flow of water. Take a hospital, for example. Hospitals usually have uh, a main bypass to their hospital. So if we're installing at a hospital, we do have to do some other engineering for that. But generally, newer built hospitals do have a water bypass so that we can go in and install our valve. In some older buildings, they don't have the bypass. So the installation cost of that valve is going to increase because we would have to use our plumbers to build a bypass so that building has a constant flow of water while we put the valve in. Okay. And then we would turn that bypass off and the water would flow through the main meter that it's already flowing through. But in most cases, like most commercial buildings, just depends on what part of the country, but most of the commercial buildings here in Colorado that we've been in have a mechanical room where the main water meter is located. It comes in the mechanical room and then splits to like irrigation, workout facilities, apartments. It splits inside. Usually the commercial buildings have one or two main meters. Most of the time they're in mechanical rooms. Some of the car washes out here in a colder climate like Colorado, the water meters have to be below the frost line, which means more than 40 inches deep. They're in a pit and there's a manhole cover or a metal cover on top. We always check to see if we need permission from the jurisdiction to get down inside that manhole. That's the only time we really require a permit. It's permission to get down into that pit. In warmer climates, a lot of times water mains and meters are above ground, and some of them are covered with like a big box plastic cover. Some of them are in like just fenced off areas without a roof. Some of them are in a store, like storage shed, like just to protect them. Others are just right beside parking lots.
Hey,
So
hey Curtis,
yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I'm so freaking sorry to interrupt you, but I am at a car wash right now, right, that owns 4 locations. They have a water reclaim system, correct? You were saying?
Probably.
Okay.
And that's a great question to ask them because most of the car washes that are operating right now have been sold a water reclamation. Basically, they're taking the water from their cars that they've washed and running it through an internal filter and using that water again, clean water, but they're still purchasing water from the municipality to supplement that.
Right.
So,
Now the
yes.
AquaFlow valve, because he's here. He's here. I'm in my truck right now. He's listening. The
Okay.
AquaFlow valve would help with that, correct? Still would help.
Well, there's a couple things that the AquaFlow valve is going to help with the car wash. Number one, we're going to compress the air out of that meter. So we're our number one thing is to lower your water bill. That the new water that you're buying from the city, the fresh water, we want you to just have water, not water and air. So we can reduce your bill by up to 30%. But then the second part that we've run into with car washes is since we're also a pressure regulating valve, that's going to protect your pumps and your equipment inside of your car wash from any kind of surges from the city.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
and if you want to get technical, like more technical jargon, water pumps cavitate. If they're pulling water and air mix, if that air in the water gets too high, that water pump, the motor is going to start to cavitate. Cavitation causes heat, and if that motor increases in heat every time it's working, that pump, it's going to cut the lifetime of that motor down. So
Yeah.
the secondary thing that our valve does, it helps with the pressure regulating coming from the city because you're already regulating the pressure inside with all your equipment. But the fresh water coming in is regulated so we can lower the temperature of your motors on your pumps and extend the motor life. So you don't have to replace your pumps as often. So
No, that's plus.
We're setting up a meeting with. He was saying pumps are expensive. We're setting up a meeting with his dad and his
yeah,
brothers. Family-owned operation. They own 3 locations in Hampton Roads, Virginia. So, thanks, man. I won't interrupt
yeah.
anymore.
No, you're good. Hey man, this is real time. That was great. So I hope
Yeah,
everybody's,
absolutely.
hey, thank you so much for listening in for us. And
Uh,
we'll schedule some more some one-on-one time and get more technical or answer any questions for your family members as well. So
okay. Cool.
uh,
Awesome.
but those are the biggies. The big
Byron, check the chat really quick, Byron. Sorry, Curtis. I
Okay,
just put a testimonial from another car wash in there for him.
Oh, sweet.
gotcha.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll make sure to share that with his dad. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, that was fun. Cool. All right, let's go back to the chat. Thanks, Byron. Um,
All right. So Aaron, did that answer, did that fulfill, was that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I was just kind of curious, like, for installers, like, well, I live in a cold climate, so I know, like, at the shipyard, when I asked them, they said it's down in a manhole, so same as CJ just said. So I'm just wondering if a lot of buildings, like, especially Halifax here, it's really old, so a lot of it probably is underground under the frost line. So that's kind of
yep.
where I was curious, but
So
awesome.
you might want to like what you would do is enter like just get that owner curious. What we'll do if we get a picture of the water bill or a statement, like if they say, "Hey, I'm spending $50,000 a month or 50,000 a year on water," hey, who do you pay that to? We could look up that water, the municipality, and see if we need to do a day before form to get permission to go down in the pit. We don't need permission to install these valves per se, but in some colder climates, we do need permission to get down in that pit. So, like here in Colorado, it's all cold here. It's
Yeah, it's a space issue too, right? So I could
yeah,
see safety wise that you would need that permission.
yeah, and it's like the one we ran into here that demands that Denver does not, but Cherry Creek does. Cherry Creek Water District, it's $50. You fill out a little form the day before you're going to do it, and you get an approval before the end of the day. It's
Yeah,
super
like
simple.
I
Is
know
that a
at
per,
the they're ripping the manhole out right now, but it's actually out on Barrington Street, which is a main street going into Halifax. So they're actually right now in the works of trying to move the meter into the shipyard side so they don't have to keep interrupting traffic every time they go down. So
Yeah. And uh, thank you for sharing that, Aaron. Can I just add, is it okay if I just add a little bit more color to this conversation? A
absolutely.
lot of municipalities are going back through and replacing old meters, right? Like it never hurts if you have an owner that's curious, is kind of like if you just Google search the water district or the municipality, and you can read up on like what they're up to. Uh, like Breckenridge, Colorado is there's a big push by the city to get check valves in on every location because some of their meters are like 100 years old, right? Well, their main connections are over 100 years old. They might have put in new meters in the past 100 years, but now they're on a big push by 2030 to have check valves at every location. Well, that's a cool conversation to have with somebody. Like if you know somebody that works at a water district, like, hey, can you introduce me to some of your buildings? Says this is what we do. So
Very
just,
cool.
but it's accessible knowledge is my point. Like we can help you with that.
All
Uh,
right. CJ, we question from Jay. Are there rebates for this? I responded not at this time, but I wondered if you had any information about possible local jurisdiction things. Is there anything out there that you know of at this time?
There are some uh, really isolated local rebates that are available just for municipalities, but it's based on water conservation, not the savings on their bill. We have not pursued any of those yet. And we're only talking about commercial properties here, okay? The commercial properties do get they do get to depreciate the total cost of the valve and the installation cost based on their accounting, their taxable depreciation. Those range anywhere from like just real simple rules of thumb from like 10% to 20%. So since this is hardware, it is being purchased by the business to make the business operate. The business can, through their accounting, depreciate, between 10 and 20% of the total cost of these valves. But there's no ITC credits. There's no credits like in energy or solar.
Well, I think people are used to having something like a crutch like that in order to make a product seem more viable. And I really don't see that there's a need for that anyway with this product because of how they can get in literally nothing out of pocket and so on. So some of us that come from solar are used to having that crutch, right? So next question from Gene. What are the suggested retail prices of the valve?
Let's go there. Let me
Yep.
get,
And you have that, can you share your screen again
yeah,
for that? Okay.
I'm going to pop right over to that.
All right.
All right. So on this first page, see the tab, it says pricing. This is 3/4 inch up to 8 inch. Currently, the 3/4 inch is $599 MSRP and the 1 inch is $999. Those are increasing February 1st. So I already just put them in here as the increased price. On the second, you'll see financing with installation included. All right. You'll see 3/4 up to 8 inch. Those are standard sizes that we make a lot of those types. If you have bigger than 8 inch needs, like if the meter, the access, the supply line is 10 inches or bigger, those are custom orders, but here's the MSRP prices. Okay. I'm going to go back to these 3/4 to 8 inch because that's going to be 90% of what you run into. All right. Unless you're specifically focused on large agriculture. You're going to, the valve sizes are going to be 3/4 to 8 inch in diameter, probably 90% of your time. I put a flat installation cost in there of $1,500. That should cover any permission or permitting for us to get in. It covers the plumber to put it in through flow state and the liability. the 10-year workmanship warranty. That means the total cost, there's the valve cost, there's the install. When you add those together, we're about $2,600 for a 3/4 inch valve installed, and then going up by diameter right here. Okay. Our commissions are based on the MSRP of the valve, not on the install. Hence this page right here, page 1. I should call that CommonStead pricing, I guess, right? If you've recruited people into CommonStead and they sell a valve, you'll get a piece of that, whether it's first or second level. I really think it's great the way CommonStead is set up. It's not multi-level marketing, but it does allow you to build, like, use your network and help people gain independence, gain financing independence, and you win too. I love that. But if you look at this 8-inch valve, I mean, really, if you create the lead through a 10 or 15-minute conversation, and then you enter that lead into the CommonStead portal that Sam showed you how to use last week, and a pro helps you, like, you're splitting $6,300, either 50-50, 70-30, or 100% yours if you become a pro. If one of your teammates sells it, you're making $2,100. Let's take a 3-inch valve. We're literally talking about maybe a total of 45 minutes worth of conversations to earn $1,000, maybe less. It's really not that complicated when you start talking to business owners. If you've talked to homeowners in the past, I think you'll be slightly relieved when you start talking to business owners. They're right to the point, most of them. Some of them just want to talk to you because they're always so busy, but most of them just are right to the point. Like, hey, how's this work? You know, how much does it cost? How long does it take to install? What's it do to my back pressure? Like, what's my next step? Keep it simple. But here is all of that information. I'm going to share this spreadsheet as
I've got it for you.
all right, cool, done.
It's in the chat. Please make a copy of that immediately so that just in case editing permissions are not set correctly, you can edit your own copy all you want without messing up CJ's version. Okay, so there was a.
I'm
let's
almost.
see.
Can I throw
Oh,
one more
yeah.
thing in?
Oh,
Because I
sure.
want
Go
to
ahead. Yeah,
this at 11:30,
of course.
11:35. All right. If you get a commercial lead and you put it through the CommonStead, click AquaFlow. A pro is going to pick that up and work with you. Like I'm working with Byron right now. We do have 0 down financing available. That's column G right here. So let's take a 2-inch valve. We can finance the valve and the install, which is totaled right here. The monthly payment would be 140, call it 147 a month. 0 down, 147 a month. No prepay penalty. It's a 9.99% APR. There's no other points or anything inside of that loan. The reason why I wanted to point out the financing, and then we'll come back to these questions. I see you have your hand up, Rachel. We'll come right back to you, I promise. Is this. Okay, let's use a 4-inch valve. A 4-inch valve installed is 18.5. Okay. I just want to show you guys. This came in, and I can pull up the text message from yesterday. We have a 4-inch valve installed cost, right? And let's say that we're saving, oh, I don't have the water bill in here. Let's say it's $5,000 a month. Let me reduce this. Just get rid of that. So I got a text message from a person yesterday up in Breckenridge. It's a Marriott up in Breckenridge. It's a 4-inch valve. They spend about $5,000 a month off of that 1 meter in their one part of their resort. So take $5,000 a month, right? Let's say we save 20% of that. We save up to 30, but let's just be conservative and say we save 20%. That should be a 0.2. Sorry. All right. And that is a 4-inch valve. They could finance that 4-inch valve for $392 a month, but conservatively saving $1,000 a month. So if we're saving them about $1,000 a month at 20% savings, 20%, and their pricing is, let's just take this, their monthly payment. What is their cash flow month one? It is their savings, about $1,000 a month, minus what is their zero down monthly payment? Their savings, they're cash flowing positive $600 month one at 20% savings. That's unheard. That's amazing. So the biggest thing that we ran into last fall, we did not have financing available yet. And a lot of the companies we talked to were like, hey, this looks great. We want to do it. We've already had the conversations with them. They're like, we have to budget this for next year. We have to put this in next year's budget. I wanted to make this big announcement. We do, through Flow State, have financing, great terms. We can help your commercial properties cash flow positive month one. Okay. At the end of 5 years, they've paid off their loan, and then their savings goes to $1,000 a month, and it's a lifetime warranty. So this is in my opinion, it's a good game changer. All right, I'm complete. Rachel?
Curtis, yeah, Curtis, really quick. Sorry, Rachel. We'll get right to you. Just to wrap up, David is asking a follow-up question to the getting into the manhole. Is that a permission or a permit?
Depends on how it's worded with each water district. I just like to call it permit. Like, can you permit us to get in? Like Cherry Creek was a permit because we had to pay for it. We had to pay $50. We had to enter our plumbing license and our certificate of insurance. It's a 1-page online form. They granted it. We had to print that page off and take it with us. So that was a permit. In my opinion, that was a permit because we had a paper.
Yeah.
Other places, they might just want to know who's going in. So
Perfect.
that might be permission. But
It just depends on the municipality.
yeah.
Perfect. Thanks. Rachel, if you
Thank
can
you.
come off.
That was a great question. Thank you.
My question is just when you were talking about the financing, I really, really love that. And that it just came about, my question came about because I just recently attended a seminar like on business credit and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, is like the financing based on like their business credit score or anything, or how do they get determined for financing if they can do it?
It's your pro in the common stead, like whenever you enter a lead and you get to the purchasing stage or the contract stage, it's an online form that the commercial building owner will fill out. It like they do require credit worthiness.
Okay.
It's 700 or above, but your pro will handle that for you. So
Okay, great. Thank you.
great question, Rach.
Okay, the next hand is Leonid.
Okay, yeah, I have a few questions. First of all, in this example, I'm a guy. I'm like could be a mathematician. In this example, 18 months payback. So this is the 1.5 year payback, and it's like phenomenal for businesses. It's really, really amazing in this particular example. Now you put $1,500 installation. So they have a 6 months where they actually can return it back.
Yep. There's 6
And
months guaranteed for the
so
valve,
they
not
pay,
installation.
but installation $1,500, they're not going to be paying back, correct?
Correct. Like, yes, they'll get
And
the
then
MSRP back for the valve, but not the cost to install.
now, is it really cost $1,500 for 40 minutes of installation? Because this is
Yes.
kind of
I just ran into this downtown Denver. Uh, I put 1,500 in there as a safe buffer so that you guys could start to get in your mind zero down financing and a monthly payment. In some cases, it might be a little bit under 1,500. In some cases, it might be a little bit over. But even though it only takes about an hour to install or less, these plumbers have licenses and liability all through Flow State. So I just put in the $1,500 as a buffer, as a good number, a good rule of thumb. And it ranges across the country. It's different in Canada because Canadians have better monetary rates than the US, and they have better coffee and donuts. Sorry guys. But it it depends on the region and how many times a plumber has done these as well. We're just at the beginning of this. We have a good track record from corporate. We have a lot of these things already out installed, but we wanted to be safe with you guys. It's much easier for us to say 1,500 to install a little 2-inch valve, and then Flow State come back and say, hey, that was only 900. It's easier for us to go back to a client and reduce that monthly payment or reduce that overall cost than it is to increase it. Both of them can be done. We just went for the side of like, let's be safe. And hey, Leonid, that was a great question. Also, those 10-inch up to 20, and we do above 20 too. I just put 10 to 20 right there. You'll see that's TBD. Some of these bigger valves, we might have to like rent a crane. We might have to build steel structure to hold the weight of that valve and the pipe that it's going into up. Think about 20 inches. Like that's the size of a car tire. Imagine that's all stainless steel. That's going to get heavy. So those are to be determined. I did put in like a few $1,000s, just ballpark install on those so we could get some finance numbers. The important thing that I want you guys to take away from this is if they're paying a water bill, we can make this cash flow positive for those businesses with a loan so that they can keep their cash free to do other things they want to do with. That's one of the obstacles that you run into whenever you start working with purchasing anything, whether it's a homeowner or a commercial property. They're like, hey, I really want to do this. I just don't have 46 grand right now to drop into this because I'm replacing all of my countertops in all of my vacant apartments. Or a commercial property owner might say, hey, I'd love to do this and save the money, but my 44,000 or my 97,000 is tied up right now because I'm investing in another property. We don't want that to stop you or them, the business owner, from adopting this technology. That's why I have this 5-year financing. And Bill just came in and gave me a note. He said, for commercial properties, it goes down to 650 credit score, commercial credit score, 650. Most businesses are going to have over that. So,
Okay, so there is kind of, as I told you, I'm like mathematician, and I just do observation. And then what I'm looking, it's extremely profitable to create your own team and has override on your own team. Because, like, let's just say if you're making $150, $54 commission, your level one override will be $53. So it's like I was in power before in solar company. We had 70% commission, and level one was override only 6% commission. So it's extremely encouraging to bring more people and have 5, 7, 10 people under you. One of the questions that I want to ask you, you kind of gave compared to previous time, different valve size. Can you give example on 3/4 inch or 1 inch or 1.5 inch? What is this? Is it like small, tiny restaurant? Is it like what is this?
yes.
Can you give examples on each valves?
Yeah. So car washes, and actually Byron's at a car wash now, and he's going to have more data for you. The car washes that we've done here in the local area of Denver have been between 1.5 and 3-inch valves. The hotels, like the high-rise apartment complexes and hotels in downtown Denver, are 4, 6, 8, or 10 inch. Golf courses are usually 10 or 12 inch. Older, like standalone coffee shops could be 3/4 or 1.5 inches. Does that help?
So standalone coffee shop, if I'm going to the coffee shop, 3/4
Yeah,
or
you
one
probably see
reach.
it. Like it's probably going to be 3/4 up to a 2 inch valve.
And yeah, and it's small commission, like 150, 280, but it's supposed to be quick sale.
It's quick. And then the other thing that you might run into more often than not is that person that owns the car wash might own another 15 car washes. Or the person that owns the franchise hotel, like a Hampton Inn, those are franchised. You're not just dealing with that one Hampton Inn. That owner might own 17 Hampton Inns. So once you get your foot in the door with these AquaFlow valves, you'll be amazed at how like the web opens up
And
and just
and
friendly. Like it
and
will open up to you. I mean,
I'm aware, and this is where you're making $100,000 with one client, which you're working for all the time. And I'm not talking about other products that Commons that
yeah.
offering together, because it's offering additional 3, 4, 5 products in the same. I'm just see the like mind-blowing potential.
And
No,
I want to put a point in there too. Like you're not forced to be at this meeting. If you volunteered to be at this meeting at the Commonstead, we all decided to focus on our own products during our calls. There's other incredible products out there. Like there's something called a coat zone that's a thermal block paint. I think it's amazing. I cannot speak intelligently of it. If you want to learn that, jump in those calls.
I'm
That's why
jumping every call right now.
that's why
I'm
I'm only
jumping every
on the
call.
AquaFlow, just so everybody on this call knows, like there's other products, but like my job is to get you confidence, to get the basics out there for you so you can start generating some of this uh, rollover and get pros in here with you and help you learn, get you confident, get more leads, uh, build your pipeline. And literally, if you can get a valve out 20 days in a row, like 20 days a month, working days, you're going to have, 40, 50, 60 grand in commission, somewhere in those terms. It just depends on the size of the valve. I wouldn't focus on what size valve you're trying to attract. Like go to the industry that you have the most success with, and you'll be surprised like how quickly it grows. We had Dave, Ron, and Rachel. I didn't mean to cut you off. We just have to get these questions and we'll stop at the top of the hour. Dave?
Hey, how's it going? Hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you
Okay,
loud.
hey man. So hey, quick question. Just because I sometimes I get confused because I had the numbers down, and then we kind of brought in this new system with the pros and whatnot. How what's the breakdown? Like, can you give me an example of say you're booking a 1 inch for the first time? Can you give me an example of what the take home is that we're
Yeah.
making now? Because before it was kind of like a full-ish commission, and now it starts off at 50%.
Yeah, that's just to get you off the ground so you don't have to be an expert at this right away. So whenever you enter a lead into Commonstead, if you clicked AquaFlow, one of the AquaFlow pros is going to pick that up, contact you. They're going to work with you so you can get that deal closed. Okay, so a 3/4 inch is going to be $154 to you and $154 to the pro. All right.
Okay.
But once if you like AquaFlow and you become a pro, you can close your own deals. We just don't want you to go out there and feel like you're all on your own. You have to know everything all at once. So we have a little system set up. The flow state system through Commonstead is a 50-50 split or a 70-30 split. You can just go generate leads. And if you do a little bit more work on the follow-up, you get 70% of that commission and the closer only gets 30.
What determines that? Like, because
Uh,
I've been here before the Comstead was the Comstead. So,
okay. So if you just say, hey, I got this, I met the person that runs a Marriott in Miami. Here's their name, phone number, email address. Here's their water bill. take it from there. That's a 50-50 split. But if you go one step further and say, hey, I've already talked to them. I've already used the tools that you've provided for me. They already understand it. They need a 15-minute call with you to go over financing or feasibility. I don't want to get those two things confused. The ROI, where's my payback? Answer a few questions. If you attend that call, you get 70% of the commission. The closer gets 30. And then after you do, I think Brady has it set up. So after you do 5 of those, you can just close your own deals.
And then if you're doing one company that has dozens and dozens of
Yeah.
locations, that first 5 locations count as the first 5, and then the 6th location count brings you to level 2 or
Yeah.
whatever.
If I was your, in my opinion, if you land something, let's say they have 45 locations, man, they're probably not going to adopt in all 45 locations right away,
Right.
but we probably want to get 5 of their locations started and let them validate their information. That counts as your 5. And then those other 45 are reorders, but those are all yours.
Okay, that's almost the exact sample that happened this morning right before this call. So
Yeah. And I don't have a lot of association with everybody on this call at all. Like, I don't know a lot of people on these calls. There are people that I've spoken with that are in the comments that already have those contacts, that already have the um, sustainability director for a large big box company. Like, I don't. I have to cold call that. But if you have those, that example works. If you
okay.
don't, just get your 5 knocked out. Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. Like we heard earlier, a car wash and a coffee shop and a BNI network. Uh, I could pull up the text message I got yesterday from the Marriott up in Breckenridge, show you, like, that was an easy conversation. Hey, how much you spending each month? Could you get me a picture of your water meter? It's a 4-inch meter, 5,000 a month. Uh, I think their break even is like, I can get it if we're hitting 30% water savings. Their break even is like 11 months or 12 months. For businesses, that makes sense. So
Yeah,
I
it's pretty easy. I usually end up getting tossed to corporate within 3 conversations. So
there you go, man. Like, I'll learn from you probably within the next 3 phone calls. I will learn from you. So I just want to be humble and clear to everybody on this call. Like, I didn't walk into this AquaFlow with a large network of, chain restaurant owners or chain hotels. Like, everything that I've done has been cold. But in your case, hit that network, man. Like, that's an easier run for you than it would be for me. And good luck, man. I want you to win. So,
yeah, both of us.
Hey, hey, Curtis, really quick. Do you have something right after this?
not right after. I can stay
Oh,
on a little bit longer. We still have a couple
okay,
questions.
so if there's anyone, we're a little after the top of the hour. If there's anyone that does need to go, that's totally fine. Otherwise, if you would like to hang out, we do have a few more questions in the chat as well. And I'm not sure who's up on stage.
Lisa, these are US dollars. Thank you. Yeah. Who's up next? I don't know who was up next. Jay, Dave, or Rachel. Let's go ladies first. Rachel.
Thank you so much. And my apologies for my background noise. Our dog is playing with his treat ball. um, One question, I know in the energy optimizers, it was brought up that certain companies are using it. And then it was also brought up that if we were thinking about approaching 7-Elevens, we would need to contact the corporate of the energy optimizers because they've got something special set up with them. I'm just wondering, is there anything like that in flow state of that you guys have contracts with certain businesses or brands that we should not approach?
So we do have some business in contract and working from the corporate level down, but currently we do. But I would not let that stop you from going out and talking to your local, wherever you are locally. Okay.
Okay.
Just go do it. And the reason why, instead of spending a lot of time trying to figure out what franchises are corporately held and what ones are franchises, what
Right. Yeah.
businesses are corporate and what are franchise. If you're stopping in to get coffee somewhere or you're driving by somewhere and you have your eye on it, go get that information. Go talk to them because like take I don't know, take like Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's.
Yeah.
Those are really
Yeah,
easy
that's what I was thinking, our
examples.
local McDonald's and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that local McDonald's, yeah, that corporate, that's a franchise, but there could be that could be the only McDonald's that that franchise owner owns, or that
Yeah.
franchise owner could own that McDonald's and like 12 others in that same area. We don't
Exactly.
know.
Yep.
And if we're working at the corporate level, they're only looking at the corporate operated buildings at first. And like those rollouts to their whole franchise departments are long term. I
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I will correct it next week, but I would just go have those conversations. I
Awesome.
would rather have like in my opinion, I would rather have those conversations and get the intelligent conversations going. That's better than saying, oh, I don't know which one that belongs to. I'm complete.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that works out on the optimizer side specifically. I do know that the optimizer side, 7-Eleven's a little bit special. It's different, but I don't know about their water. So if you
Right.
7-Eleven, ask them about their valve size, talk to the franchise owner. But
Sounds
the
good. Thanks. I
side
just
for the
didn't want to like
optimizers is
go talk to
different.
someone, get in trouble, be like, oh, that's needs to be handled corporate. We're already taking care of it. I just didn't want to get in trouble.
I don't think anybody in this call could ever be upset with you, Rachel. So no.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thanks for showing us the pricing today. That really helped to know like that the smaller valve sizes, like for the coffee shops and stuff, like you said, are really affordable because like going through all these calls each week, I just didn't know like the pricing and stuff. And so it was good to know that too. Thank you. That helped a
I
lot.
felt that. Thank you for saying that. I felt that last week, and I'm like, we got a whole bunch of really excited professionals out there, and we really don't have like all of the valves listed, all of this, like the size, the install cost, and it just landed in our lap that we've been working on the financing for a while. That just happened
Yeah.
to coincide. So yes, it's good to know because, and I want like you can do the math in your head, like if somebody tells you a water bill is $5,000, divide that by 5. That's 20%, right?
Yeah.
If they tell you it's 10,000, divide that number by 5, then you'll know in your head. You're like, wow, that's like $2,000 a month savings that I could probably hit if I got their lead information. And then you just say, hey, like, what size valve do you have? What size meter do you have? I'm like, oh, it's a 3-inch. Okay, cool. Oh, you need to meet with us. Let's schedule a 15-minute call because this is definitely going to save you money. And we have a way that you can cash flow this. You need that confidence. You need to know what the prices are and the install, rough ballpark install, so that we can feel confident when we're going in cold to a hotel or to a resort or to a swimming park, right? Like
Exactly.
you have them listed. The only thing, and I only want to weight this about 5% on those 8-inch valves or smaller. 95% of those are going to fall into that $1,500 install cost. There might
Okay.
be a few 5% outliers that we run into, like, hey, we have to dig something up or move something, but it's very rare. But take the chance first.
Perfect.
So
Exactly. And I wasn't letting like not knowing the price of them hold me back, but now it's just even more inspiration to be like, hey, this is a great, even for a great investment, even for small business owners. So
yeah. Well, if somebody says, hey, it sounds like you really believe in the product, how much does it cost? And you say, I don't know. Well, how much do you really believe in it? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you to know that. So,
Hey,
yeah.
Curtis, before we go to Jay, and thanks, Rachel. Lisa had a couple questions that are in line with what you were just talking about. One, is there a list of what kind of businesses tend to run different types of valves? So I think what a rule of thumb the bigger the business, the bigger the potential valve is. That's it.
There's other variables in there too. How old is the meter? How old is that municipal system? The older systems, like what we've run into, the older sections of Denver have bigger, like they have 8 or 10 inch in. If we get out into the suburbs, like take a hotel, let's take a name brand hotel like the Marriott. The Marriott in Breckenridge is a 4 inch valve. We just got that one yesterday, right? The Marriott that I was at 2 weeks ago is smaller, but they have two. It's like there's some randomness to it. I wouldn't let that. If you need to know, ask the owner. Or if you're
Perfect.
talking to the owner and they don't know, say, hey, generally, I want you guys to feel confident and like having conversations. If the owner's like, hey man, I've never even checked that. I just pay the bills. Okay, great. If you can send me a picture of your bill, it's usually on there. And just as a safety feature, like who's your head maintenance guy? Who's your operations? You have somebody there on site that does operations. They generally know where that is. Just get me in touch with them. Like that's how we're doing it so far. If somebody has a
Perfect.
better
And
way to do
then
it, great.
the other part of her question is about the financing side. She's asking, is the financing through said worldwide and, for example, Canada specifically?
I believe JD works in US and Canada only. It doesn't work worldwide yet.
Okay. Sorry, Jay, hold on. Dave is asking with the pro system, who are the pros already? And let's see. Okay. Then Dave also posted the site. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Thank you.
So yeah, at this point, I think we're good to go to Jay. Then we have one last
Okay.
question from Stephen in the chat after Jay.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron. Thanks, Jay. Go ahead. Did we lose Jay?
So I just had a question about the sales process as far as let's say I book an appointment and connect with my closer. We set up a Zoom meeting with the business owner, uh, and they presented. They let them know what the ROIs are and things like that. Is is the closer attempting to have them sign a contract or qualify for financing on that same Zoom meeting, or do they typically follow up with them after the initial call to try to close a deal, sign the contract, even if they've already presented the ROI on the initial meeting?
So the closers are going to answer all the questions and ask them if they would like to move forward as many times as possible. But in some cases, they're like, no, you know what? I gotta talk to my engineers before I do that. So the answer to that is each case, just like every other sales position or presentation, there's a process to it. Some people are ready to go right away because the the person that created the lead gave them a pamphlet or gave them enough information. They're like, yeah, I got to do this. Let's do this right now. Get me on the phone with somebody. In other cases, there's an adoption process. So there's no correct answer other than like your pros that you're tied in with anywhere in the common stead are going to answer all of the questions and be helping. They're going to facilitate the offer to purchase because that's what sales is like the exchange of money or goods for other services or goods. So we will ask.
That
But it
makes
won't
sense.
be
So
like, yeah,
typically they
won't be
will try
pressured.
to have them sign documents on that on the call after they presented the return on investment.
Yes. I've had that happen. Like, here's your ROI. And they're like, hey man, we were ready to go with this. We should have done this 2 months ago. Other places are like, hey, it's going to take us 6 months to work through our engineering. So hope that answers your question. But
That
have faith
does.
in
Thank you.
yourself, man. Like, trust your gut and work with your pro. Say, hey, this is where I'm at with this person. This is how far along we are. This is the critical details that I've picked up so far. But just work with your pros. And to answer your question, we do have about 7 pros that can help with the AquaFlow to support you right now. And we're looking to grow that through this group. If you want to become a pro, get your leads, get connected with a pro, learn the system, learn the proposal tool, learn the financing, learn the lingo. It's a lot quicker than solar. That's all I can say. It's a lot easier than solar. So
Curtis, Gene has a question in the chat. Gene, do you want to come off and mute and elaborate on that or
Yes,
ask
I
yourself?
do. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm a
You're welcome.
contractor and real estate developer, and I have electricians, I have plumbers, I have my crews because we're already used to building and construction. But I'm used to buying the products through wholesale pricing or volume pricing, and I'm used to coming up with the price, selling it, and putting the financing together for my clients. So, what my question is Flow State doing that for me or for my company and my salespeople, or what exactly is, how is
I
this
believe that
flowing?
I can answer that. I'm going to answer that as best I can. I believe the Commonstead on the commercial side, the commercial
Yes.
products does have a system in place for you to buy wholesale. I believe they do. I don't know the inner operations of Commonstead. Like I said, I'm focused on AquaFlow, but I believe they do. So
Right. And I like AquaFlow. So that's what I was saying. So as long as I can get it wholesale, that's fine. I love the Commonstead process. If I have to use Flow State, I'm great with that too. I just needed to have a clear understanding of the process with situation that I'm in because I have staff and I have employees and I have salespeople and I'm trying to maximize my margins. So if I'm able to mark my products up and sell it, I wanted to know if I had the autonomy through Flow State and AquaFlow to be able to have adjustments in there. That's what I'm asking.
yeah,
Does
so
that make sense?
yeah, I will have Brady, Kyle, or Bill talk to you about that through Commonstead because I really don't understand that system through Commonstead. I wish I did. I'll learn it for next week, but you should be okay.
Okay. All right. And by the way, you're doing a great job. And your product is phenomenal. So don't stop, stay encouraged. And we need this information, all of us. And so thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being attentive. Uh,
Oh, yes, sir.
without a group that's without a group of listeners, like no matter what information I was saying, we wouldn't convey. So thank
Oh,
you. Thank
I, I have one other question. I
yeah.
had a rep that's, I had one of my staff signed up supposedly under my name, but it's not showing. Who do I contact and support to make sure that I get that corrected? Um,
Where I go for support when I have questions about the Commonstead is Ashley Warren or Sam Peterson.
okay. Do you know their email address? Is it just Sam at the Commonstead or Ashley at the Commonstead?
I'm gonna throw those in the chat. I have to go back to my email. I'll
Okay.
copy them and throw them in the chat for you. Okay.
Thank you.
There was one last hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I went too long.
Yep, that's Mr. Porto.
Oh, there you
Thank
Oh,
go.
you so much. Easy question. So let's say it could be a car wash or maybe a hotel. Once the installation is done, what is the time frame for commission?
so it's the 15th and the 30th of each month. So if you have a deal that closes and gets installed like on the the 29th, you're going to be paid on the 15th. So it's 2 weeks in the hole. The easiest way to think of it is 2 weeks behind.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for an easy up, man. I've been answering some hard questions for me today. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Great information.
That's important. How do I get my money?
Yeah.
So
How
hopefully
soon?
we answered two big questions. How much does this cost? And how do I get my money? And I hope everything else is building confidence in you guys.
Septus, I have a question. I have a question. So let's just kind of imagine that I'm coming to the hotel Uh, and in the hotel, I present, guys, we can do a lot of things for you. Number one, the most easiest one is to save you immediately around 20% of your water. And the payback is 1 to 2 years. It's a very quick payback. And if you don't like it, you get most of your money back because $1,500, they're not going to get it back. But we also have gas deregulation. We can save you 5 to 10% of your gas. We have also, we can put coil into your HVAC and we can extend the life of your HVAC by 50% and save you around 20% of the cost of HVAC. We can also put special device of optimizers, which will save you around 20% of your electricity. We can also paint your flat roof with or metal roof with a special color, which will reflect the heat and it will save you additional 20% of your electricity. So I'm offering a bunch of products. We're actually offering more products. We can also do commercial solar. The leading one is CommonStat. Now, the way that the close present, because my understanding that you're closer, but you can close many products. You not only close
Yep.
AquaFlow, you can close like 5, 6, 7 products.
Yep.
Now, as a closer, the easiest one is to close, in my understanding, it's AquaFlow. But then, do you have the presentation on 5 products in the same time, or it's a first you present
So
AquaFlow?
that's a great question. The proposal tools, whenever you enter a lead, you can click what products that you want in that proposal. So the last time that I checked the proposal for these other products was last week, and I did see 3, and I think their plan is to add more. So to answer your question, yes, it can be multiple products in the same proposal.
Okay, but I'm pitching them on 5, 7, like let's just say 4, 5 products. And it will present it maybe in one appointment, maybe in 2 or 3 appointments. Like how it's to do it, how to make it better.
Probably one appointment and then a follow-up with anything that was left untied, unfinished. And
Now,
that's where hey man, I do not have the 100% answer. So we and I, like it's popping up in my head like I do not know coat zone or Arctic blanket. I'm focused so much on AquaFlow that if you put in a lead that said, "Hey, I want to look at AquaFlow, the Arctic blanket, the Arctic breeze, and coat zone," I would probably not be your pro that got picked for that. That would probably be Stuart, who knows coat zone and AquaFlow and Arctic blanket. Does that make sense?
what is the closing? What is people's closing on AquaFlow if you present AquaFlow?
It's simple. We go over the ROI. We send them a contract via text message, like via email, go over that contract with them as they're on the call with us. They either line up their payment options or now we have financing. So we're getting people approved for financing now. They do a quick signature, an e-signature that kicks in a site survey. The site survey is electronic with a plumber on site. They enter that like site capture. It looks like site capture, but it's not. And then we build and ship the valve and install within about 10 days of that AquaFlow engineers approving the valve.
How
So we're
can you
about
do,
30 to
how can you
45
give
days
proposal
turnaround.
without site survey, without knowing what inch of the valve you need?
That's what the lead gen is for. We need to know what size the valve is and how much they're paying for their water so we can do a presentation.
Okay, so me as appointment setter and first 5 appointments, I will need to get the bill, the water bill, number one. Number two, I will need to make a picture of the valve of the meter, of the water meter. And the water meter is both for water and for sewage. Is it correct or it's a separate?
That's usually separate. Just focus on the water meter.
So I'm looking on the, okay, so I'm looking, what would you say the closing ratio? Is it like 50%, 99%, 25%, 10%?
On a long enough timeline, we're about 85%.
For AquaFlow?
Yeah.
So
So far.
literally, if I'm setting you 50, I don't know, one appointment a day, 20 appointments a month, 80% will be closing. It will be like 16. And from the commission that showed on Excel file, it's a total commission. It's not the setter commission, it's a total commission, correct?
Yeah, it's a total commission through the common state.
So literally, it's 80% closing ratio. Yeah, okay.
There's
Wow.
a lot of variables that go into that. Like how good was the appointment? How curious? How was it set up? How was the presentation? Was it a decision maker? Stuff like that. But there is a buying cycle that we run into. But the way to solve for all those variables, like honestly, and I think Ron can attest to this, is all of these unknowns that you have, like as soon as you start having conversations, you'll see that we're repeating like the most important things that these business owners need to know so that we get to that we get a utility bill, that we get the meter size, how do we get that, and then how much their savings is. That's what these meetings, like you'll see that it's not complicated. It's not searching for only 3-inch meters or 7-inch meters. Uh, Pick your lane and go do it, and you'll see it's quick in some cases if you're talking to an owner operator, and it's going to be a slower process, a longer cycle if you're talking to the vice president of sustainability of a multi-billion-dollar company in the US or Canada, right? You'll see. But I would just encourage you to talk to as many people as possible. And I do have a one more question here, Emmanuel. Ace, let's go, Ace.
Hi guys. Great presentation. I just have quick questions. First, is there any chargebacks in any of these products?
On the AquaFlow product?
Yeah, like any of them. It doesn't matter. Aquaflow, the energy,
When you
like
say like chargeback, do you mean from your commission?
yes.
Yeah, if we install a valve and then we have to give like at the end of 6 months that business gives it back, we will claw back your commission.
Okay. Okay, that's one question.
But
But
it's
I
never
want to
happened.
let
Just one
you know
second. It's just one second.
we've
It's
never
never
had
happened,
one of
man.
these. We have never had one of these returned.
Okay, that's what I was saying. No, we
Is
know
it
that, not to write a bad business. We just want to, just for everybody to
Yeah.
kind of like know that
Certes,
something
is
like
it
that.
we? Is it Aquaflow or is it a common stead?
This is a common stead call with the AquaFlow as our product.
No, no, but is it like in the history of Aquaflow never happened or in the history of the common stead?
In AquaFlow. Common stead's not that old. AquaFlow's been around for over 15 years. So
And so it's never going to happen eventually.
it may happen eventually. I'm just saying we don't get many returns. So it's good to know that like if the sale goes south and we do get a return valve, that there is a clawback. That was a great question, Emmanuel. But it's really like I just come from a sales management point of view, guys. You can't have any clawbacks if you don't have any sales.
That's right.
If
As long as we write good deals, good
it's
business,
good
that's all
deals,
we
man.
care
We try to
about.
keep this all as good as clean as possible. And if it doesn't feel clean, you know it, we'll know it, you'll feel it in your gut. We should probably not proceed with a non-clean deal.
Yep.
That's true.
Uh,
Second question. Second question. Can I get I know you talked about it like 3 or 4 times, but I every time I try to write down, there's a question that pop up. So, like I didn't get the full thing. What is the four or let's say 3 or 4 major thing? If I'm talking to a customer right now, you said to get the size of the meter, and the other one is the bill. And what else should I be asking for in that initial conversation?
how, like how many meters do they have? What are the sizes and what are the bills to those meters? In most cases, it's going to be 1 meter and one bill. That's what you need to ask for first to create a lead in CommonStead, right? You and we want to know who the players are. Like, do we have to invite engineering to this or maintenance or finance? Are you the owner operator, right? Are you the decision maker? So
Okay.
that's it to get the initial appointment. Okay.
Okay. And last question. I promise. I know
Oh, you're
Byron,
good.
your hand is up. My last question is: besides Aquaflow, and what other programs do this organization have in terms of like global? Because I do plan on taking other businesses to Africa. The other call that I was on, they said that there is, you guys have partnership in
So
Ghana.
we can make these valves, and we can ship these to Africa. We
Okay,
just can't do the 6-month money back guarantee, and we
got
can't
it.
do the financing yet. But
Okay, so they have to pay full install, full price.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
we don't have any financing for Africa, and we do not have legal recourse to take the valve back after 6 months.
okay, got it.
So,
Just noted.
but you're still looking at saving money and all of the benefits of the valve, back pressure, check valve, all of those things still apply anywhere where there's a meter and flowing water. It's just some of the financing is off. That's all.
Okay, got it. Awesome. That's all I got. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Thanks, Emmanuel. Byron.
Hey, Curtis,
Hey,
Curtis, I do have a question about the, I'm sorry. I have a good
Byron.
question about the,
Yeah. Who's talking?
I'm sorry. Byron has his hand up. This is Gene. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
gotcha.
ahead, Brian.
All right,
no,
go ahead,
I'll be
Byron. Then
quick
we'll
because
come back.
I gotta run up the call anyways. Curtis, I just wanted to check if you'd be available, for a quick call after this.
Yeah, I just got your information. Yeah, I was just looking at my phone. We'll jump on that. Give me like 10 minutes after this call's over, and then I'll call you.
Okay, cool. Take care, guys.
All right, thanks, Byron. All right,
Yep,
Gene.
you're
Sorry
welcome.
about that, man.
Okay. Quick question about the, what is it? This free trial? I may be using the wrong terminology. Explain how that part works.
So we do not, like, the website does not have anything to do with a free trial. We do have a 6-month money back guarantee. I would use the six
Okay.
month money back guarantee for these business owners. And then
Perfect.
yeah, that's the best way to do this, because I'll just share why I think that's a great thing. Sometimes like if you're dealing with a hotel or a car wash, people are not washing their cars the same amount of times each time of year here in Denver. There are peak seasons and
Mm-hmm.
non-peak seasons for car washes, right? So if you have a 6-month period, you're probably going to hit a spring and summer, or a summer and fall, or a fall and winter. Same thing with apartment complexes and hotels. There's sometimes a year they have high vacancy and sometimes low. So if we do a 6-month money back guarantee, and we have 6 months worth of previous water bills to compare to, we can help them see the savings. If we did anything shorter than 6 months, it's kind of really hard to get good data.
Okay. I know that money back guarantee does not include the cost of installation, probably just the cost of the valve. Is that prorated, or would that be a full one-to-one return?
That's a 1-to-1 return on that valve.
Okay. All right. Great.
So
Great product.
if they finance that valve, and let's say it was a $300 a month payment for 6 months, that's $1,800, right? On payments. We would cancel the loan and then refund them the total price of the valve, which would be the MSRP, but not the install price.
And Curtis, an install price can be also $300 and $500 as well. We just evaluate later on the proposal how much is install price, correct? Or it's always 1,500.
I put 1,500 in there on those just to keep safe. Sometimes it'll be a little less. Sometimes it might be a skosh more, but I put that in there so we could get just a little bit like 80% accurate, 85% accurate in our numbers so that we could be confident talking to folks. But in some cases, like in parts of Florida, I mean, our plumbers are experienced there. We've done a lot of installs in Florida. Like they might do it for a lot less than 1,500, might be like 700. For the installs that I've done here in Denver, like some of them are after hours, like 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Because like these are high public use places. My plumber charges me an extra $285 just because it's outside the normal business hours plus the install. So 1,500 is just a rule of thumb. It's a
All right.
good, safe rule of thumb. That is not refunded if they give the after 6 months. It wouldn't be fair to go back to the blue collar workers that are out there doing this per hours and say, hey, they gave it back. Give us your labor back. And they're like, no, I already spent my labor. So hope that makes sense.
I think we're good, way over everybody, but lots of great questions. Quick shout out to Casey. He says, let's go talk to someone and start the process. We are all ready. Just get their interest and ask for a contact. If you're trying to have every step and info down before you ask someone, then you're not asking anyone. Let's get good at the first step of asking if they're open to learning how they could save. So thanks, Casey. Appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
Casey, I'm going to give you a call. Thank you. Bye.